This is why all whales are afraid of orca. Hello, lovely YouTube family. Welcome back to Reality Binge. In today's video, we are going to talk about this is why all whales are afraid of orca. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. The lion is the actual lord of the land, yet hyenas may also kill it. Although the eagle is the king of the skies, it is completely helpless against owls at night. And when it comes to underwater realm, orcas appear to be without peer. However, this isn't fully accurate. Today you'll discover why orcas require a whale's tongue, why they play with other creatures, how they storm the coast, and who after all has the chance to slay the king of the waters. Let's get started. I don't believe I need to go into detail on orcas. They're enormous, predatory, black and white, and devilishly clever. I'm not joking. To grasp how strong orcas are as hunters, it's enough to state that each hunt is well planned. Orcas, who nearly always hunt in groups, pick a hunting strategy based on what will be their next meal. To eat a shark, for example, they must first confuse it. A carousel of air bubbles will suffice for a school of tiny fish, and when it comes to whales, seeing them with your own eyes is preferable. The assault follows a harsh but efficient strategy. Orcas take turns ramming, biting, and dragging the whale by the pectoral fins, depleting their target in the process. Even with the size difference, such a thing becomes tiresome. Imagine getting bitten by a group of medium-sized dogs all at once. After that, they try to drown you. Yes, orcas block the whale's breathing hole, and the weary behemoth drowns after a chase that can continue for hours. Whales, too, come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Some of them, particularly the younger ones, aren't much larger than orcas. What about the blue whale, though? It is claimed to be the biggest monster ever to walk the face of the earth. It has a mass of nearly 190 tons. Orcas must have said to themselves, "That's what we're going to eat." They slammed it shut. Consider this. Numerous orcas, which are actually toothed dolphins, propelled a blue whale into the air. Even a colossus like that likes to avoid them. Killer whales' most prevalent victim, however, are newborn whales. It's so frequent that whales would even safeguard other species young if they can. Humpback whales, for example, were once spotted guarding a young gray whale that had already died. They just refused to let the killer whale finish what they had begun. Because orcas are such gourmands, they are likely to know what happens to the prey. Orcas frequently consume only their tongues and leave the rest of the body for scavengers, as humpback whale calves are one of their favorite foods. Why? Well, it appears to be rather delicious. By the way, orcas do the same thing with sharks. They exclusively eat their livers since they contain essential chemicals. In a nutshell, sharks are similar to vitamins. And as you may recall, I'm discussing how orcas hunt on various sorts of aquatic creatures. Is there no one who can stand up to them? As long as it doesn't include the sperm whale, that is. Females and calves of this species are hunted by orcas, but males should be avoided since the sperm whale's hefty and strong tail has the ability to inflict lethal blows. Although the actual force of such strikes is unclear, an adult sperm whale weighs around 90 tons. A Routemaster double-decker bus is roughly 10 times the size of this bus. If the sperm whale was a bit more hostile, orcas wouldn't stand a chance. Also smarter, although most whales are enormous, they are not particularly clever. All of them, it seemed, have their tails. What if that same sperm whale had the intelligence of a human? What would you do if you were a sperm whale suddenly assaulted by an orca on the other side of the screen? Surely you'd turn around faster and smack it in the face with your tail. Or perhaps you could rely on your teeth. They each weigh 2.2 pounds, so it's time to put them to work. The greatest white shark is another predator that may fight orcas. You know who I'm talking about, the scary one with the killer eye. Great white shark's sole natural adversaries are orcas, and if the shark bites first, the shark's rows of razor teeth may puncture even the thickest skin. I believe that if the species attacks first, it will win the battle. If not, as I've already indicated, a unique hunting method will be employed. The killer whale uses its wide tail to force the shark to the surface, then stuns it. The killer whale then flips the victim, disorienting and paralyzing it as if it knew something about shark biology. After all, who can defeat an orca? Stingrays sprang to mind, but they're not on the menu. Sea crocodiles have amazing biting strength and strong skin that no killer whale could penetrate. However, the jaws do not expand sufficiently enough to bite off anything significant. Perhaps you have some suggestions. Please leave them in the comments section and we'll make sure to read them. As I previously stated, orcas have a variety of well-honed hunting methods that they employ based on their prey, the environment, and other factors. I'm not sure, maybe it depends on their mood as well. They may also consult their horoscope. However, one method in particular caught my attention. Keep an eye on all the hands. or fins. Seals frequently emerge from the water to rest on ice floes. Nothing threatens them there, so they can relax and enjoy themselves while blobbing on the waves. Orcas are too large to jump into an ice floe and consume a seal. It may, however, always call its bros. Several predators queue up in front of the ice floe, speed, and then brake, generating a tsunami that simply sweeps the prey away. It's only a matter of catching it in the water for the orcas. They do that all the time, so there's nothing difficult about it. Occasionally, though, the victim is able to re-enter the ice, and the massive wave attack is repeated. Again and once more. You should realize that no one is in a hurry here. Vicious predators, as you've undoubtedly figured out by now. And what is it exactly? Oh, there's another one. Maybe it has some significance. Orcas are recognized by their odd playfulness, in addition to their other characteristics, and they act as though they're actual psychos. It's sometimes a show of force for the younger generation, and there are times when the game is simply that, a game. Orcas prey on humans because they are bored. What shall we do tonight, Steve? Let's toss other animals around till they perish. By the way, it's not always seals who suffer. A stingray, a turtle, or even a penguin might be the victims. It's a bird, thank God. Orcas, in fact, like to eat penguins. These unfortunate feathered birds, unlike others on the menu, are unable to fly away. They'll have to look for a new home. It's good to have someone to talk to. Are you all okay? Penguin? Kowalski? Is anyone aware of Kowalski's whereabouts? However, a boat does not provide complete protection. Furthermore, no amount of land can rescue you, because an orca that intends to devour someone will succeed. Seals on their way ashore appear to be a problem, or the ideal prey to play with. And what else do you call it when an orca comes dangerously close to jumping on shore to seize its prey before fleeing? As if there weren't enough other prey in the water for which it's not necessary to defy nature's laws and venture ashore. However, have a look at this. What rules? It. For orcas, this urge can sometimes lead to significant difficulties. There are several films online of these predators that got carried away when hunting, missed the tide, and yes, you read that correctly, they had been entrapped. In the distance, I can almost hear the seals laughing. In such a circumstance, the orca's sole hope of survival is to seek assistance from humans and wait for the tide to return to the sea. Of course, no one is going to bring a 3 to 5 ton animal into the ocean on their own. And if there aren't any people nearby, well, that's natural selection at work. When you see orcas interact with humans, it's easy to forget that they're vicious predators with no equal in the water. And if you've watched Free Willy, you can't help but feel like you're being misled. It's true, Hollywood is the master of deception. Even orcas that perform in aquariums aren't the lovely, gentle creatures you might expect. Tilikum, a trained male engaged in at least 3 human homicides, is the greatest and most terrifying example. Kelty Byrne was the first to perish when she slipped and fell into the pool containing Tilikum and 2 other orcas. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing videos from us.